It is time now for our Ask the Chief segment, where we sit down with Knoxville Police Chief Paul Noel. Thanks, as always, for being here, Chief.
Thanks for having me.
I want to start out with something you wrote recently. It was an op-ed, a column in our local newspaper, and you talked about some of the recent protests and the police role, because we've heard a lot of differing things on the national front, and you sort of took a stand on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been a police officer my whole adult life, and we're a profession, right? So I certainly don't believe in threatening people. I believe in we have a job to do, and our job is to protect the First Amendment rights of everyone, even people that disagree with us or issues we don't agree with.
And part of that you're referring to is threats. A Florida sheriff said something like, if the protesters get out of line, we will shoot them graveyard dead. That was something that was concerning to a lot of folks.
Yeah, as cops, we're professionals. We take our job very, very seriously. And like I said, I've been doing this job my whole life. And when we have to take enforcement action, we certainly will. But it's not something that we tend to go to at first blush.
And just before we move on, of course, we've had a few protests already. Likely there could be more, and you guys are prepared to handle those.
So, the men and women in Knoxville Police Department are ready and able to handle any potential protest or disturbance that we have. And if you look over the last 3 years that I've been here, we've had, I think, an amazing record of being able to protect the First Amendment rights of everyone that wants to protest, but also people that are not really involved in protests, just people just driving through. We have a great relationship with people who demonstrate, and we can continue to make sure everyone stays safe.
Now I want to go back to federal funding. You've come here the past few months and we've sort of asked, has there been any impact on the department? Any news on that front?
So the federal grants have kind of really dried up for a while. 3 grants just dropped from the COPS office that we're applying for. We really hope to get them. And hopefully now we're starting to see more and more of these grants start to flow. So hopefully we're getting back to normal, fingers crossed, we'll see.
Has it made any impact on what you were able to do at the department, though?
Not yet. I'm really hoping that we get some of these new grants. So some of the grants that we've been having have continued. Some of the grants with the VOCA, the Violence Against Women, those grants were drying up well before the last administration came. That was a trend that we were really anticipating. Hopefully, I really do anticipate things get back to normal for us.
Now let's talk about the 4th of July holiday. A fun holiday for so many folks, but a busy one for the police department. What are you all prepared to do?
So the men and women in the Knoxville Police Department, we're ready. We're going to be working all day, all night tomorrow. Almost the whole department will be working. We have some, awesome events going on. Our mounted patrol will be out in the morning at a lot of neighborhood events and neighborhood parties. And of course, we have the festival on the 4th in the afternoon. We'll be ready to make sure everyone is safe. And also at night, if people choose to shoot fireworks or create a disturbance, we'll be there as well to make sure that we're able to keep everyone safe.
All right, well, good luck and maybe have a little fun tomorrow, too, if you see some fireworks out there.
You got it.
All right, thanks so much, Chief.